Day 2. What did we talk about yesterday? Let's do a little review. Buttons. We did talk about buttons. They're squishy sometimes. We talked about the anatomy of an HTML element. What do we have here? Whole thing's an element, right? What's class and ID? What are those? Attributes, that's right. Attributes with the values, greeting, and main. What do we call hello world? The content. True story. We learned a little bit of CSS selector syntax because we can use that in JavaScript too to target elements, to grab them from the page using query selector, which I think I just gave you one of the answers. But anyway, what selector would we use to grab this thing by just its element name? What would we put inside the parentheses of query selector to grab it, pretending we don't know the class or ID, or we don't want to use them for whatever reason? How would we grab it just by the element name? Just P, right? How about by ID? Hash main, right? Hash for an ID. And, by element name and ID. Suppose you want to specify that you're not just looking for any old element with an ID of main. You're looking specifically for a paragraph with an ID of main. You know how to do that? Didn't actually talk about it yesterday. Yes. Good guess. But that means something entirely different. We'll talk about what that means. Yeah, with no spaces. Yeah. P hash main. Putting a space in between is a descendant selector. So what that would mean, if it were P space hash main, that would be looking for something with an ID of main that is inside a paragraph. So a descendant of a paragraph. How about by class name? It's not hash, it's what? Dot. So dot greeting would do it. So we did some manipulation of ye old DOM, the document object model, the standardized way of messing with the stuff that's in the browser. Back in the dark ages of Netscape versus IE, each browser had their own object model instead of the standard DOM, and everything was terrible. Even more terrible than everything is now, believe it or not. Select all matching elements. How do we select all elements that match a particular selector? Document dot what? Query selector all. Query selector all. That's right. And to select only one, just query selector without the all, right? Yeah. To get the text content of something, you can use the attribute textContent. And yes, you can use textContent to change the contents as well by doing an assignment. Today, we're going to talk more about manipulating the DOM. And if you're super nice, we're going to talk more about Git, what it all means, how to make better use of it, how to utilize it, if you will. Are you ready? Can you dig it? Mm-hmm. Will you dig it? All right.